There we go. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Monday, April 23rd, 2012. We didn't do a recap on Friday, so I'm trying to show you right here. I'm trying to show you right here what actually happened on Friday. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that. I'll show you what happened today first. Alright. Let me see. Let me open that up over here. Alright. Well, here it is. Okay, here's Friday. So you can see we had minus 7 ticks on the Russell Friday. We had plus 84 ticks on the Gold Friday. And plus 6 on the YM on Friday. Alright, that was Friday the 20th, April 20th. Is that right? Friday, April 20th is what that was. Alright. I'm going to slide that back over here. That recap will be available shortly out on the website. You know, I don't know if it'll be today, but I'll get it out there sooner or later. Alright. Sorry for the big sigh. I'm trying to move forward from Dwayne's comments. His eulogy. Alright. These are today's results. The Russell had plus 25 ticks, Gold had minus 15 ticks, and the YM had plus 2. Alright. The markets were a little strange today. And when I say that, what I mean is... This is gold, for instance. If you look at it, you see that it wasn't really overbought or oversold for any length of time, which means it kept swinging back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. More than it usually does. Normally it'll choose a direction and stay in that direction, but you see right here we had an upward trend as we're making higher highs and higher lows. But while we were doing that, we were getting these pullbacks in the cycle. It wasn't just a continuous trend up. Over here the trend was still up to sideways. It started to widen right here. You see we had higher highs and lower lows, and higher highs and lower lows, and higher highs and no lower lows right here. So this suggests that it would keep going up right here. But again, it's just not being confirmed by the actual indicators. So it was kind of an odd day. But I'll go through what happened and all that. We missed these first couple of trades right here. Now this right here would have put us even, if not better than even, had we taken these trades. But we missed these first couple of trades right here. Okay. After that, we moved along. There was another trade right in here we didn't take. When I say we had a trade, we had bearish divergence down here, a test of the BBC with a down close. That's what we're looking for to trade here. Right here, I actually made a mistake here because we had lost our divergence when I took this trade. This was my first trade on gold. We had lost the divergence right in this area by the time I entered the trade. So I shouldn't have taken that trade, but I did, and I got stopped out on it. And it did go down to the profit target eventually, but the price turned around. It came back here and gave us a long opportunity. We had bullish divergence right here. Now when I talk about the divergence, I'm talking about the cycle being overbought and these lines being headed in the opposite direction. Alright, we test the BBC, we get an up close, and price moved up. I did get into that trade. I moved my stop up to plus a tick, and I ended up getting plus a tick. Alright, over here we missed this short trade right here that came down, hit the hit the MA1 and turned around at the MA1. Over here we did get long here. We had bullish divergence, came down, tested the BBC, had an up close, we got long there. It went up here once it put in a double top and pulled back. We stopped out with plus 2 ticks on that one, I think. There was an opportunity in here. There were a couple of opportunities in here. I'm not sure. What time was that? 10:39? I think, because the cycle was headed down. The cycle was headed down and the MA1 was headed down. We didn't take these trades. They did have bullish divergence, but we didn't take them. Over here, we had bearish divergence down here in the bottom. You see right there. And we had a down close right here after testing the BBC, so we got short there. And price stopped us out. Alright. Over here, we got long. We had bullish divergence. Price came down, tested the BBC. We got long right here. It gave us about 4 or 5 ticks. Then it came back and got us out at break even again. And same thing over here. Price gave us about 4 or 5 ticks and came back and got us out at break even. And that was our day in gold. It wasn't easy to trade the gold today. I'll say that. All right. Some days it is, and some days it isn't. Today it just wasn't. The Russell, however, was our friend today. Now I'll show you the Russell trades we took, the ones that set up, the ones we managed to take. This was a little pre-market right here, but after the open, right here, right after the open, it didn't pull all the way back, and I hadn't had my weekly trading zones in there yet, otherwise I probably wouldn't have taken this trade either. But it almost tested the BBC, and it had a down close, and it moved down. Now right in here, this was the first trade that I took. We had some bearish divergence. We tested the BBC, had the down close, and I think I took, I don't know how many, I think I took 5 ticks out of that trade. It did go pretty close to my profit target, not all the way to my profit target, okay, but pretty close. Again, we were right inside the weekly trading zone in here, so I didn't do anything. I wasn't really looking for anything. And then over here, it broke out of the weekly trading zone. I didn't take this trade right here because the MA1 was moving up and the cycle was moving up, so I let it go. All right. Same thing over here. You see the cycle was moving up and price was moving down. So we had this divergence with the price and the cycle. So I wasn't taking all of these bounces down here where we had some divergences. Now, there's divergence there. There's divergence there. And you see all these tests of the BBC worked out on that case right there. Over here, things seem to straighten themselves out where the cycle was going back down. You see the cycle came up and then it was going back down. And price continued down as well. It pulled back up, tested the BBC, gave us a down close. I entered short there, and I took, I think, 10 ticks profit out of that. I'm not sure. No, I didn't take 10 out of that. I think I took 9 or 8, something like that out of that one. There was an opportunity over here that went up and hit the MA1. I didn't get into that. There were some other opportunities in here that had happened, but there was no way that I could get into it. I think that this might have been one of them. I don't know. One of these opportunities, price just moves so fast that there was no way for me to get into the trade. That's why I hadn't marked it up. Over here, we could have gotten long there. It stopped moving at the MA1. The MA1 contained it. We had missed the trade, so we didn't take it once we had missed it and then put in this full bar above. We did get short over here, and we took 10 ticks profit on this one. You see we had the bearish divergence right here, pulled back up, tested the BBC with a down close, and it moved down. Bullish divergence over here. We got long in here. No, we didn't get long in here. Sorry. We didn't take a trade in here. The only ones where we actually took the trade are ones with yellow arrows up here on price. Okay, but there was an opportunity to get long in here at 784.8. I think the reason I didn't is because everything started to move down against it here. That moved, I think it moved 9 ticks in favor of the trade. Okay. And that was the Russell on the day. So we're plus 25 ticks on the Russell. We're minus 15 on gold. Now I'll show you the YM. Okay. We took a couple of trades in the YM this morning. Let's see, let's start out right here. I don't remember if we actually took this trade. We must have, though, because I have the yellow arrow drawn up there. So we'll just say we did. I'd have to go look at my actual my report. But we had bullish divergence with a test of the BBC and an up close. I think we did take that trade, and I think I got a little bit of profit out of it. Not a lot, just a little bit. Over here we had bearish divergence with a down close. I missed that one. We had bearish divergence again with a down close. I missed that one. Over here we were losing our divergence, so we didn't do anything right in here. Okay, I did take this one over here, and I believe this had put me up 9 ticks. I think I got 7 ticks profit out of that or something like that. We had bearish divergence, it pulled back up, tested the BBC, gave us a down close, and I got into it there. Okay, over here we started to put in some bullish divergence, but we never got the down close. Over here we had, bearish divergence. Over here we had bullish divergence. I took this trade, I went long right there, and I lost 7 ticks on that. It came down to stop me out right there. I think that was the last one that I took on the YM. You see, because you see how the cycle is in the middle here for such a long period? I wasn't trading any of that today in the YM. Right over here we had some bearish divergence, okay, with a down close right there, but there's so little follow-through on anything. And that brings us to where we are right now. All right, so on the YM, I ended up plus 2 ticks on that. All right, I'm going to show you the 6E 500 contract. Okay, this is just a different speed than the rest of the charts. And there's no particular reason. There's no magic time frame. It just happens to be the 500 contract that we've always been using for the 6E. You can see right here we had bullish divergence with a pullback and test of the BBC, and it moved up pretty well off of that. All right, right here when it pulled down, we had red here and red here, so it didn't move up so well. And had you taken that trade in there, there was opportunity to get out before it really fell apart on you. Okay, price dropped down, pulled up here. We have bearish divergence in here, so we test the BBC, and we're looking for the down close. There it is, and down it goes. I'm not sure if this is the proper weekly trading zone. I don't remember if I put them on my my 6E this morning or not. But over here, the MA1 moved up, broke the elbow to the upside, pulled back down, tested the BBC, bullish divergence down here, and up it went. Okay, again right here. Again, this was one of those scenarios where the MA1 was going against you and the cycle is going against you, so you had opportunity to get out of this trade right here. All right. Right now it's got bearish divergence, but we're not in any position to short right here. Okay. I wanted to point that out. And I didn't take any trades in the soybeans or in the corn or anything like that today. I didn't follow them all that closely because they were not moving as well as they normally do. At what point on the cycle are you looking for bullish or bearish divergence? When the cycle is, let me show you on something that's a little clearer here. When the cycle is oversold, like it is down here, or overbought, like over here, that's where I would be looking for divergence. Like right here, when everything starts going against the direction of the cycle, right here, this area right there, that's when I look for a pullback down to the BBC right there. Okay, and if we get that, then great. If not, like in this case, we didn't get it. It didn't pull all the way back down and test it. Then we wait for the next one. Over here was the next one. Right here, the problem was the cycle started going against me down here. All right. Now it's a trade that we probably could have taken at this point for a few ticks anyway. We had the Dragonfly Doji right here. That was the up close, was the Dragonfly Doji. It's not really an up close, it's an even close, but it was an even close at the top of the bar. We could have taken that for a few ticks. You know, if we would have let it drag out, it would have taken a while for it to actually go to profit. I'm sure I wouldn't have stayed in that long. I would have gotten either break even right over here, or maybe taken a few ticks profit on it had I taken that trade. Let's see, over here we had down here, you see the cycle down here is oversold. I don't have my overbought and oversold lines on here, Joe, because I'm pretty much just eyeballing it, and I don't want that to play into my decision making really. All right, I just want it to be down here and divergent from the rest of these lines. All the rest of these lines are going up right here. That's the deal right here. All right, all three of those lines are going up while this is not. That's suggesting that it's going to move down once it finds its resistance area here. All right, and the resistance area happens to be right here at the BBC with the down close, and it pushed it back down. Okay, same thing over here. This is down. This is the resistance area. So you're looking for your down close after that. I think this one moved way too fast for me, I think. Yeah, if you look at this, look at the time on this candle right here. It is 9:48:03, and this one's 9:48:08, and this one was also 9:48:08. So it put in these two candles right here almost immediately after this one, after the down close. That's why I didn't get into this one. The cycle was moving up too much on this in here. That's why I didn't try to get into these. Okay, but typically you would have been looking to enter right there, and I just couldn't do it. And I think I had my DOM pretty much ready to go then. I don't know if any of the guys in the room got that, but it's possible that they might have if they were a little more aggressive than me. Does that answer your question? You see over here right now we have a bullish divergence. Okay. Right here. There's the up close. And there's that. It's going right into the weekly trading zone, so I wouldn't have taken it. Even though it worked out, I still wouldn't have taken that trade. I still honor the weekly trading zones. I always honor the weekly trading zones. I'll show you soybeans, though I didn't take any trades here today. If you were trading soybeans, the open was right here. On the open, when all three of these lines are going in the same direction, like this, you get your up close right there, and it moved up. Okay, things turned around over here. All three of the lines started to move down. Right there, and you get your down close beneath everything for the move down. The up close after all the lines started to move up was right in there. Okay, right over here I think you would have lost a little bit. Okay, because all the lines started to move down right about here. Yeah, right about here. So the down close would have been this bar. You might have gotten, most of a cent out of this, which is about a point on the ES. Okay, before it turned around on you. Once it did turn around, all the lines are moving up over here. And there was an up close right there. This was the way to trade the soybeans this morning because we really didn't have any divergences. Alright, so then the down close was right there. Alright, this, well, right here when it was all moving up, there was no opportunity. I guess right there. Yeah, this one would have stopped you out. Right there. That would have stopped you out. If you got long right up here, you would have stopped out on that. If you flipped it around and got short right over here, when everything started to move down, well, then that would have worked out. Okay. All right, guys. That was the soybeans this morning, and you see I'm on the N contract to soybeans now. I've moved to the N. All right, the N had more volume, so you got to go where the volume is. I think that's going to wrap it up for the morning, guys. All right. Well, no, I'm sorry. I didn't even show you the ES. Let me show you the ES. Okay. Over here was a trade that set up this morning on the ES 4-tick range. We had bearish divergence, pull back up, tested the BBC with the down close right there. That went for 2 points. After that, I hadn't even looked at the ES. I looked at it at that time, but that was right at the 10 o'clock news event time. Even though we didn't have any news events, that was right at that time, so I didn't want to trade. And it did go to the profit target, and after that, it was just a mess, and it still is. You know, the ES this morning, it's been a very slow grind. Let me show you this. All right, this is the ES on the 10,000 contract. You see how it just went back and forth, slowly moving up. Slowly moving up. So it was tough. It was a tough spot. We had some bearish divergence here on the 10K with the test of the BBC and the down close. There was an opportunity there. I had this circled over here because I mistakenly thought someone was asking me about the 10,000 contract, and they were talking about the 4-tick range. We had bullish divergence over here with the test of the BBC. Again, in here. But it was just a mess. You know, with the MA1 above, you would be looking for long trades. So the setup is this. Okay, you're looking for the MA1, which is the red and blue line, to cross up above the BBC, and then price to pull away from the BBC and back down to it. The BBC will then act as support if you have bullish divergence on the slingshot indicator. Okay, you can see there were a couple opportunities in here where there was bullish divergence, and you could have taken a little bit on each one of these. Or you could have just gotten in the first one and hung it out for the rest of the day. But that's what was there on the ES today. Right? It's been a really strange day with no news events. But at the end of the day, we're plus, and that's what matters. All right. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now.